relationship between life expectancy and income is positive because the higher the income, the more spending power people have for resources they need to survive. Also, the more consumption people can make, the more the various levels of Maslow's hierarchy begin to be met. The positive relationship between income and life expectancy is partly due to technological and medical advances becoming more accessible as countries have more money. The Central African Republic, for example, a low-income country with $689 GDP per capita and a life expectancy of 51.6 years old, which is extremely low when compared to the United States with a $54.9 thousand GDP per capita. In the 1950s, the GDP per capita was actually $1,210 for the Central African Republic, with a 36.5-year life expectancy. This tremendous growth could be due to catch-up growth that the Central African Republic has been experiencing. From the 1950s until about the 1970s, the Central African Republic was growing in income and life expectancy. For the next 20 years, income drops $400 while life expectancy stays about the same. This was most likely the result of both the coup in the year 1965 and the other coup in the year 1979. 2 years later, General Kolingba took over. In the year 2012, we noticed the income has shifted from $900 to $600, which is a considerably large jump considering their average change in income from year to year is only about $25. If you look at North Korea, you will notice their income is relatively low at $1,400 per year, but a 71-year life expectancy is quite close to the world average of 72 years. North Korea also has large borders around its country and has secluded itself from foreign diseases. As we see, the life expectancy is moderate, so our technological and medical advances are probably at par with the world, but their lower income could be because all citizens who live there don't need to spend money on shots and other medical expenses or insurances that citizens of countries with looser borders spend their money on. Their income is rather low for what we'd expect to see in a country with a life expectancy that is average.
Higher income countries like Japan, the US, and the UK all have an average life expectancy of around 80 years. The US's average life expectancy is 79.1 years, with an average income of $54,000. Japan's average life expectancy is 84.2 years and an average income of $39,000. And the UK's average life expectancy is 81.2 years and their average income is $41,000. These high averages in ages can be related to income because the US, Japan, and the UK have very large economies. All three of these countries have developed very quickly and have become powerhouses economically because of their strong efforts in exporting and producing expensive items that are a necessity to other countries. The US, Japan, and the UK have also made many technological advances, including medical research, housing developments, and an increase in quality foods. Medical research has a major role in the average life expectancy because disease is usually how people pass away. Medical research has helped combat early deaths by creating more effective medicine and treatment options to make and keep people healthier. An increase in housing developments increases a person's life. If everyone has shelter and is able to stay out of the elements, then they are less likely to get sick and die. People who are living on the streets are usually more likely to die from diseases because their bodies can't handle the elements as well as a person who has shelter. Higher quality of foods also increases life expectancy because better foods give people more nutrients to help combat diseases. Also, because of the developments of food, there is more food prevalent in higher income countries, so there is a little fear of starvation in these countries. All three of these countries have high levels of income, which has increased the average life expectancy of their people.
As we see in many third world countries, catch-up growth is very common. The data range for life expectancy is about 30 years, but majority of the nations are within a 20-year range. You would think the data would have smaller standard deviations from the average life expectancy because in this day and age, transportation and access to resources or goods is extremely accessible.
With an overall average income per capita growth of $7,000 from 1950 to present day, this would mean catch-up growth should be relatively easy to achieve with more income for families to spend. People in the U.S. and other higher income countries are experiencing higher average life expectancies around the ages of 65 and 84, and an average income between $20,000 and $100,000. Because of medical research, housing developments, and higher quality foods, all these advancements have a direct correlation with income. When a country's average income rises, then these technological advancements will take place, causing people to experience higher life expectancies.